I mean, look at this. This is a biology book, and this is Sapiens. That's right. So today we're gonna talk about 6 non-fiction books that I wish to read this year. I am still very new to this genre, but ever since I was introduced to it and I tried reading it for the first time, I was so engulfed in regards to the premises that these scientists, these doctors, these highly talented people wrote true to life experiences and coping mechanisms in books that they wrote. That I explained that so well. So let's get right on it. So the first one is The Diary of a Young Girl, or The Diary of Anne Frank. This book, from base what I still remember, this book is about the diary of Anne Frank. She wrote this book while she was hiding in a home, a basement in the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken. And, well, she cannot go out and live a normal life of a child and going to school, things like that. So she, in her days of living, she kept writing in her diary about the things that her parents and siblings were doing in their lives of hiding. And for me, it's such a strong way to see how a child was so intelligently disciplined to just understand the circumstances that her family has to go through because of the war. The second one that I plan to read is Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. In short, what I know about this book is the learning of habits of human beings, good habits and bad habits, and how they work, how they impact to our way of thinking, way of life, and how do we change our bad habits and turn them into good ones, and how do we keep them and not just do it for 1 week and then next week it's all back to the... And I wanted to read this book because, well, your girl needs some directions in life. If you haven't noticed, most eye-catching thing that I got from this book, from the cover at least, was that procrastinate less. Yes, please. Another book that I would like to get through this year is Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. The Psychology of Optimal Experience. In other words, the theory of flow, or the theory of happiness, I guess. This book is quite a difficult book for me to actually explain without actually have read, but in a brief way of evaluating this book is, it talks about happiness in a scientific way. What I understood from the theory of flow is that it is like the intense focus that you have while doing a certain task, and that is where you find your true happiness from. The next book is Who Says You Cant, You Do by Daniel Chidiac. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. This one, I actually bought it without entirely reading its synopsis, but because this is exactly the definition of who I am. I am the person who always says that I can't do a certain thing because, I don't know, doubts, self-doubt, name it all. Now that I've read the synopsis at least, this book discusses how successful people were able to become successful in their own way, in their own way. This is more of a psychological way of explaining. And Daniel, the author, was able to see a kind of pattern between the successful people that he interviewed. And that pattern, he believes, is like the key to your own success. And second to the last, So Good They Can't Ignore You by Newport. Newport is quite a well-known author in regards to self-help and entrepreneurship kind of non-fiction. And this one really caught my eye so much because this one talks exactly about your passions. It's really following your passions is that really what you should be doing? Because that is where I have been debating with myself for a couple years. Already by the first chapter, you see already, don't follow your passions. This book also discusses how important it is to address that if you do your passion, you will be happy. Or if you follow your gut, if you think so strongly to yourself that this will happen, then it will happen. The book will teach you those things are very debatable, are very dangerous to actually tell yourself. And I have never thought about it that way. So, yeah. And the last book on this list is Sapiens. Is Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. This book is recommended by so many people. And I can understand why without even reading it yet, because it tackles the whole human history in such a book. Yes, this is the whole human history right here. This book has been praised also a lot. Even Bill Gates read it and adored it completely. He says here, I would recommend this book to anyone interested in a fun, engaging look at early human history. You'll have a hard time putting it down. Well, Bill Gates, I trust your advice. Totally. The title itself explains, I don't have to tell you what it's about because I think you already know what it's about. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope you got something out from this video. I'm Sakina Vanessa and I'll see you in the next video.